like way back into his own team, and then Muerta like with the extra damage to stop that hero, it actually works. But and also you don't get damage from when you're in ulti, you don't get damage from spells. But yeah, it's not gonna be seen anytime soon.
I see the and the Chen ban here, so a lot of importance placed on taking out what they deem as Celery's most confident and broken heroes. But now I see Chaos Knight left in the pool as well, which is another one that has seen ban after ban after ban.
And Primal Beast is letting through too.
True, I didn't even notice that one.
I want to see Primal Beast so bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm begging them to ban CK. I mean, they'll probably just take it. They have first pick. I'm really glad to see the Chen ban, though. I think a lot of teams seem to be kind of disrespecting Gaimin. I think they kind of showed early on that they're capable of this death ball type lineup. Let's go, Primal! Alright, but they show that they can go fast and hard, and they're like super happy to just run you over. And we still see teams picking like Naga first phase against them. It's like you cannot disrespect Gaimin in this way, especially when you leave the Chen in the pool, even to the second phase. So LGD taking that Chen out, I'm very happy to see it.
Also the Enchantress, I think Kana does the same thing, whereas they both win their lanes, they're very stable, which leads Duraccio kind of gets to do his own thing, and Celery can help Quinn, which is, again, kind of their bread and butter, and they buy auras, they push towers really fast, it's kind of everything they want in one package.
I also like that LGD chose to let the Primal Beast through, because I think for Ace that hero is not really what he's looking for, specifically because he used to play like this Lone Druid Bristleback type of hero that are more scalable, but for Primal Beast he doesn't scale as much, like in terms of like at least tower push, right? Like he's not gonna be like the hero who's gonna take all the towers from the LGD. So it's already like, I think it's good for LGD that they don't have that pressure already starting from the first pick. And I like the Chen and Enchantress bans for sure.
The nice thing with the Primal is Quinn's been practicing and playing it quite a bit in his pubs and his games. So it ends up being a flex as well, so you can't just end up just instant picking a carry counter pick or a mid counter pick, because it'll go to both. I would say they're valuing it more as an offlaner right now, just due to how kind of the map setup that the offlaners get more farm than the mids right now, and Primal Beast is a hero that can farm really fast, but just trampling over camps and waves at the same time. So it ends up just becoming a stronger core in the offlane if you get away with the lane.
Is that every team is doing that, or more Gaming Gladiators specific when you get your hands on a Primal?
I don't know if I can speak for most teams, because some teams, their offlaners don't play Primal, so it ends up just kind of being forced to mid, but for gaming, I would say right now I'd expect this to be an offlane.
Yeah. Primal's like weird when it goes offlane because it can be punishable, but there's ways to bring it back into the game. Like, for example, your 4 can go and stack like the triangle, and it's very easy for him to take stacks with trample. And also, you're kind of just waiting for this timing, right? We've seen Primals in the offlane get absolutely obliterated, but as soon as they hit that BKB timing, it's just, his spells do so much damage just alone. Like, you don't even need anything more than that BKB. That's when like games have turned around and they've made these comebacks. Primal is such a hero not to be underestimated.
I mean, it's also very hard to take him down, right? There's not a lot of things that could do that in this meta. I mean, I think Muerta would be nice, but it's already out of the question. And I mean, for Primal, usually pick they don't really go for BKBs nowadays. They also go for different item builds, like with the Blade Mail, Heart, and just create chaos.
Usually the important thing is picking a stun for the safe lane. You want to pick a Sven, a Chaos Knight are the important ones, not just because they have the damage to like out CS the Primal, but mostly because they have a stun to prevent the trample. And something really interesting with the Phoenix is good in the game versus Primal with the Sun Ray just doing % damage, kind of chewing through Primal's health. But in the lane, the Fire Spirits don't really affect you. You don't attack, you're disarmed anyway while trampling, so it ends up actually being a really comfortable lane for Primal there.
I completely agree with you. I think something like Clockwork is way better than having things there against a Primal lane.
Yeah, purely for the lane. It kind of secures, you can pick a range carry then. The popular carries versus Primal are either melee with stun or a range hero with kite.
I'm sure the LGD want to put this Phoenix on the offlane with the Centaur for now. Like, at least I would be thinking about that.
10 seconds!
I would guess now, for Gaimin, if they want, they have Grimstroke available for them. If they do want to, I mean, it's just good for any side lane, but if they do want Primal in the offlane, it's going to especially be nice there.
They're probably going to end up taking their carry, which is really cool from the Centaur pick, because now if Gaming wants to instantly counter, they can get carry counter pick for the side of LGD plus the lane counter with the Primal Beast. So it's kind of this weird position where if you delay your carry too long, you're allowing the Centaur to be free in the draft, and if you pick it now, you open up, you know, Duraccio to get countered in the game. Which we've seen him counter pick with the Razor yesterday, where it had a rough game, and I was even worried that he would carry, but he just ended up destroying the game with how good of a Razor it was.
I love this Lifestealer ban. I think it's the only two teams that are actually rating this hero at all. Because nobody else are really looking for that one. And Durachi is like, he's known for his Lifestealer as well.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday in the Azure Race series where Bepboom, and the strongest thing about the Lifestealer is that he sits in his lane for 10 to 12 minutes and you can never kick him out, which really hurts how Gaimin Gladiators wants to play. They want to move their heroes around, take the towers really fast, and when there's a carry that's sitting in the lane and you can never pressure into him, it feels really bad for how you want to move around the map.
Yeah, and for Gaimin to have that hero on your safe lane and not care about like how to make his gameplay better and like have complete freedom on supports. You know, this is what they excel at. Like their two supports are usually running around mid lane and helping CCNC to, you know, do all this pressure and like start from the mid lane. This is like what this team is really excel at.
The Grim did end up getting picked up by the way, Sheep. That was one that you were talking about.
It's just a really powerful hero. I mean, you play around this Inkswell, like, purge of the stuns. It makes it so hard for anyone. Like, you're playing with a Primal already who's just going to want to go in and destroy everyone. Like, this Grimstroke on top of that elevates his, like, strengths throughout all stages of the game. Early, mid to late. I think the hero is just... To be given so freely to Gaimin, I think was rough for LGD. And now they have a Silencer on top of that to cover their team fight.
I mean, looking at these three heroes, like I don't really like it for Gladiators that much, just purely because they're going away from their idea of like pressuring so much, and I think it benefits LGD because in that game, like the normal game where there's not a lot of pressure, I think this is like their best chance of like taking the series down.
I also think, so the way that draft kind of plays out these days is the second phase is really hard to ban heroes, as they only get one ban for the side of LGD. So they end up picking the one hero that they think is the best, the Lifestealer, and they have to give up the Grim, they have to give up anything else. So pretty much the only bans you really get and feel confident about are the first phase, and they chose to take out pretty much Celery's heroes. They take out the Chen Ench, which I think are his top 2 right now in this tournament, and so now you see him force the Silencer. Yeah, as you said, I don't really feel too confident with this, just because it's moving into, they're playing into LGD's book, I would say, and that is something that has not really gotten them to where they are right now in the tournament.
And the Shadow Demon is such a great pickup to stopping this Primal Beast from doing anything in the mid game. Like the lane might be rough a little bit, but I mean, looking at their support, right, they don't have really a good way of stopping him. But in the mid game, like playing against Purge and the Shadow Demon as a Primal Beast is actually impossible.
Yeah, it's also really good versus Grimstroke. You can purge the Inkswell anytime you see a hero. The Primal, surprisingly, it purges the charge, so he can't even charge out when he gets purged.
Yes, exactly.
And the defensive purge is really nice for Silencer too. Maybe he can click it on the Phoenix early in the fight. The Phoenix will always get stealth off.
I mean, the Cow is amazing here as well because those two supports, they don't have really a good mechanic to stop him from charging. Neither it's Primal Beast, so they're gonna have to think about buying Eagles on somebody to be able to stop his charges, but it's still like we've seen so many times the Spirit Break is just like going first in the net first, like even after losing his lane horribly, it doesn't matter. As soon as you buy like Vitus and Nocturne, you're just pushing every wave, and then you have this mechanic of like coming back to the fights from anywhere else. And I think it's really important in this patch to have one of those heroes that can connect easily to the fight and like being on the other side of the map. So it's either like Spectre, Dawnbreaker, or Spirit Breaker. That's why those heroes are seen more.
Alright, so there's some really quick stuff. Quinn played versus Spirit Breaker mid because that's what this is. We see the Centaur, so we know that this will be Nothing to Say's hero. And it was versus 9 Pandas, Kiyotaka, and he absolutely destroyed the Spirit Breaker. And as we talked about earlier, Quinn's this type of player who you give him a counter pick like Necro versus a melee strength hero, and he's going to do some work in the game. I honestly was thinking that they might put the Primal mid because that was the matchup he played versus 9 Pandas, whereas Primal versus Spirit Breaker, he solo killed the lane, the game ended in 20-something minutes. But they picked Necro, which is, if anything, is a stronger lane now versus Spirit Breaker. So I would be really confident now just for the fact that they have a hero to play around with Quinn.
Yeah. Even like despite that, I kind of don't like the supports on LGD. I think that they're both not high on burst damage, they're pretty slow. I think it's much easier for Gaimin to make moves. You talked about how they like to kind of crush early. I think now with this winning mid matchup, I think they can make much more plays, or they can even just kind of play it chill and wait for their timings on Primal or whoever, and just make sure that they're playing defensively where they use Global to cover any ganks that LGD try and make.
Yeah, it seems like they don't really think about like going to the mid game and like how Necrophos might be bid against Porch and like not, you know, like not being that tanky core, but at the same time like they're just looking purely on lanes and they're like, this Necrof is gonna stomp the Spear Breaker so hard that you're gonna like, you know, completely run them over. But I'm still worried because usually their lineups, they have this good tower damage and this is how they were able to close the games out so fast. But on this lineup specifically, there's no like hero that, you know, kills tower, so they need to find some material like Turbo Blade or something from the Russia side that actually like helps them take down the objectives in this game.
A lot of their success with the Necrophos ends up pairing it with other push or other healing. They picked it with Dazzle off lane in the past, where they both just ball up and they go just end the game. And they probably picked it with Tides and Chen, so they don't really have the draft that you win 20 minutes and you walk down a lane yet. We'll see what Duracho ends up picking, but I would say it's outside of Terrorblade, that's not really suitable. He doesn't really pick the early game.
Radiant's turn to pick.
That's one way to up the
To me,
tempo.
this game looks like the game 1 against Liquid, where they chose to go for you know, regular lineup, and it didn't really work for them, and they lost that game to Liquid. So I think that, like, to me, it looks at least that this is the game for LGD. If they manage to like get out from the lanes evenly or like not super stomped, and you know, going to the mid game, I think they have way better chances.
I want to trust this Spear Breaker. I think Spear Breaker is a crazy hero, but I'm too worried about the mid matchup going away for Gaimin Gladiators, so I think that Quinn will just stomp the mid lane and just carry the momentum throughout the whole game.
Do you think even if the Spirit Breaker does get shut down in lane, he's still going to have that disruption in team fights and will still have an impact that could carry a later game for LGD?
There's one hero I would want to get crushed on mid and be Spirit Breaker.
Okay.
So he has that going for him.
that one small glimmer of hope.
Yeah, I agree with you guys, although that being said, I really like Gaimin's speed that they can pull up here. I think like when Alchemist gets his Blink Dagger and they're able to kind of move around the map and be really fast about it, I think LGD are going to struggle playing into this global.
Anything else you guys want to talk about very quickly, especially this arc? We've seen it a couple times for Duracho. Is it going to be that thing that ties it all together, the make or break for Gaimin Gladiators? Quickly, Gunnar?
Yeah, I think the Alchemist lane is going to be really stable top, and he'll have a really good time, and just they have so much time to make space for him, just bodies on the map and pressure, that he'll have a good time farming his Radiance.
All right, I like it. Let's see how much confidence Gaimin Gladiators coach has in their draft.
Thank you very much. I am standing by with CY of Gaimin Gladiators, who you had a late night last night, my man. How much time did you have to prepare for today as a whole? Did you only get to prepare for LGD, or did you prepare for LGD and Spirit?
We only prepared for LGD. We didn't have that much time as well. I also want to get some sleep, it's pretty important, but one game at a time, you know? So, no preparation for Spirit.
One game at a time and you come up with a silencer. What's this guy doing in this draft for you guys?
Hopefully he silences Phoenix.
I never knew Dota was just that simple. Now, you only got to prepare for LGD, but I remember that during the Riyadh Masters, you and I got quite a few opportunities to interact, and you seemed confident in your lower bracket run. It unfortunately got cut short at 4th place. Why should I believe you this time that you're going to make it all the way?
I mean, this time we already made it to 3rd, right? So it's better than last time. So you should just believe.
Still, you ready to watch some Dota? Let's get lower bracket finals started.
Let's indeed. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's LGD up against Gaimin Gladiators to start off this final day of the International. We heard there from CY coming in with a bit of a different pick this game on Gaimin Gladiators' side, the Silencer. Could this be the answer to the Phoenix, a hero that we're seeing time and time again so far this tournament?
Definitely feels like a kind of cool pick, very different one style here, very good versus the Phoenix, but also versus these saves that we've been seeing a lot coming out of this tournament. The Shadow Demon in particular, we've seen so many games where people just get bailed out of certain death. Very difficult. So many games so we'll have to see itemization and stuff. Of course, there's going to be some demonic cleanses that you can pre-cast and stuff like that. We'll get all into that as we do have release smoke from LGD.
We'll get all into that as we do.
Some of the wraparound trying to enter into Gaimin Gladiators' jungle, but Gaimin Gladiators, they're hovering around that mid-tier 1 tower. A bit of a tough point of the map for LGD to strike.
Very unlikely somebody gets caught out here. Gaming.
Yeah, they're
very
super prepared.
Yep.
They know this sort of play is going to be coming out here.
Gaming. I'm looking forward to this one. This looks like it should be a pretty fight-heavy style draft.
I'll say that Duracho and Celery, they kind of step across. Set up with a disruption here. Conscious there. Tries to hold back to the man. And you still fight the hit on to Celery. Celery taken down. First blood from LGD. Advising you return Gaimin Gladiators to curse upon you. They will at least get the trade. Not able to get the first blood, but still getting that kill as the mid lane is going to feel pretty good for him as the Necrophos.
Especially versus that Spirit Breaker in particular too. This is a matchup that could snowball out of control, just like Panel was talking about. Messing with Daracho quite a bit here.
He's going to try and make it a little bit more awkward for him on his way back towards that top lane.
He's going to try and make
damage coming in.
more awkward for him on his way back towards that top lane.
Actually, get that first blood.
Planet not hesitating whatsoever, instantly buys out pretty much everything. I think triple mangoes purchased stuff, so he's looking to be pretty aggressive up here. A pretty strong lane. I don't think that we've seen too much anymore. I know the Centaur a ton, but Centaur and Shadow Demon, an old classic, very aggressive as well.
Centaur and Shadow Demon, you start to get a bit of a level advantage. It's Alchemist and Silencer could end up being very vulnerable against the huge amounts of bursts that these two can come out within the laning stage. Gaimin Gladiators, they've got to be careful of that.
Yeah, absolutely. This is probably the lane where lots of chaos is going to be happening mid lane. I think we already kind of expect that Quinn should be able to take advantage of this one massively versus nothing to say. Bottom lane, this one could also be pretty kill heavy as well, especially for the side of Gaimin already.
They're getting right in underneath the tower. Shiro in trouble. One more snap from Ace. They're getting the job done. Shiro taken down. Ace will lose his life, but happily taking that trade. They're getting in and taking the carry out.
This is going to be bloodthirsty in these side lanes.
Taking the carry out.
This is going to be bloodthirsty in these side
Overall
lanes.
as well, what you sort of take away from the carry decisions from both teams? Because it was quite a quick pick with the Luna in response to the Alchemist coming out at the end from Gaimin Gladiators. Do you feel this was what LGD were going for anyway, or do you think this was directly because of the outbeat picked?
I think it probably could have been something they were looking for anyway because of the Necrophos. I know Shiro, he's one of the few players that I've seen that's actually still doing this like 3-1-1 build even in the early game. He's very aggressive, likes to be involved early on, so maybe it's that mixed magical physical damage they wanted to be able to have versus the Necro as well too. And it fits for kind of this early style with the Shadow Demon that can look to brawl and fight often. Probably a couple mixtures of things that they did want with it. Also it's going to be very good for this night vision, of course too. Playing with the Spirit Breaker, playing with this Luna night vision, can be pretty strong inside of these team fights.
Playing with the Spirit Breaker, playing with this Luna night vision, can be pretty strong
looking at the last hit, that's the mid lane, as you say, as expected.
But look at Ace's last hits right now, bottom. Does get that kill early on, of course, but he's only got 3 to his name versus Shiro at the moment.
Does get that kill early on, of course, but he's only got 3 to his name versus
Shiro. The point already where it's not easy for nothing to say to sort of approach this mid wave. They'll take huge amounts of damage and favourable trades going away. Quick Necrophos in this 1v1. Top lane, Daracho. In a bit of trouble, he's got the culture cooking up. Is he able to throw it out? He was done. He holds it for the deny. Alright, that'll get the job done. He's out of lane for a few seconds, but at least able to stop LGD from getting the kill against him.
But he is really struggling on the last hit department so far. New and Planet bringing it to him. They didn't win yesterday, but made some pretty amazing plays on his side.
Look at this in the mid lane. It's getting pretty nasty. Quinn just sort of running nothing to say right back underneath the tier 2.
He just
what do you do at this point in this 1v1?
At least he can go back and just charge out, right? So he can't make moves all over the match, but it's a matchup that he knows he's going to inevitably lose. But he is at least a hero that can make moves around it. He's probably one of the best recovery heroes in the game.
It is at least a hero that can make moves around it.
And for Gaimin Gladiators, they need Quinn to be having a sort of start in the mid, because we're seeing on the side lanes, it's not going quite as well.
Yeah, they need somebody to build a rally around, especially the Alchemist is having this slow of a start for Daracho.
Yeah, they need somebody to build a rally around, especially the Alchemist is having this slow of a start for Daracho. Nice attempt there from Planet, trying to catch the wave.
Level 3, another big kill threat that they're going to be able to have up here on the side of LGD. Bottom though, Ace continuing to get aggressive.
The Link's well done. Set up to take down YU Smart. Gladiators, of course, they might have getting the easiest to farm here for Ace down bottom. They're finding action. Top lane, Daracho. Pretty low here to the poison. Quite die. Both New and Planet also getting a beat down pretty low into Celery.
If he gets another one, could be a kill.
He's cooking up a concoction.
One more.
Gets another one.
If anything, he's just going to allow Planet to try and find further connections, but the ball's not there. Turn towards Celery instead. New stepping up. He's got a hook stop and a double A. Celery could be a lot of trouble in New. Goes to the right clicks alone and takes Celery down. Backs away. Make sure not to use the double A. Bring himself too low. Back to charge through. Numbers in with the rotation. Charges forward on towards Daracho. And this time will not be able to deny himself. Planet gets the kill.
These two, honestly, Planet and New yesterday were making magic happen again, putting a ton of pressure up here. The Silencer's trying to dissuade the pressure, of course, of those arcane curses, but they're just waiting patient. And as you said there, they understand. Don't use the double edge. Go for the right clicks. Very calculated.
New in particular really knowing his limits on Zero, playing aggressively despite his HP being incredibly low in these situations.
And there you see right away, it's a he's losing the mid lane on the Spirit Breaker, but I think Spirit Breaker Primal Beast probably two of the best heroes that can just easily make those rotations, get some good connection. Quinn, he definitely will be an issue that they're going to have to find some answers. They do have answers.
I was going to say,
as game progresses, they've got the Demonic Purge, it's always going to remove the Ghost Shard, they've got this massive amount of magic damage that comes from Phoenix and potentially from the Luna. He's not going for the beam build just yet, but of course he'll have those points in later.
He's not going for the
So
beam build
overall
just
for
yet,
LGD, the fact that they know that Quinn's getting this completely uninterrupted free farm in the mid lane, you don't think they're too concerned about that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's going to be, of course, a lot of plays that happen with these, global silences that can't just potentially save Quinn versus a lot of bursts and whatnot, but they probably feel like they do have some answers. They have that mixed magic.
Say shows in the mid.
That's deep. They lift the wave.
Ofu not quite able to connect with the initial slow. See Quinn should be able to close in with the Ink-Swell buff upon him. He's got the sights ready to drop down. If he feels that the kill's going to be there, he'll drop it, and he's got it. Quinn able to take down, nothing to say. Same time on top though. Dracho and Spawner Bother being chased down by LGD. Completely surrounded by the three of them. Disruption there to try and mess up the ability for him to rise. He's got the self-stun and causes stun there once again. But it won't save Dracho as he goes down once again.
Planet actually even holding the poisons. I think maybe just saving that kill there for New.
Planet actually even holding the poisons. I think maybe just saving that kill there for New. Calculations coming in 5 for 4.
He's sort of been knocked out of this top lane 3 times already, Duracho. It's not getting any easier for him up there.
He's got pretty much nothing, right? I mean, 2,400 gold, so he's similar to that Spirit Breaker, but he's got level 3 only on the Alchemist so far.
2,400 gold, so he's similar as that Spirit Breaker, but
seems to be hitting level 5 on you.
So far.
Massive amounts of bursts going to be coming in. They've got this decently sized creep wave pushing forward in towards them as well. So LGD in a very happy spot in this top lane in particular.
They're starting to leave Ace alone down bottom. Tofu's trying to rectify what's going on up top, trying to help out Duracho.
Yeah, they hit it with the scan though, LGD. So he'll be knowing to stay safe to close to the tower. Unlikely to be caught out by this rotation.
Stay safe to close to the tower.
There by
Unlikely to be caught out by this rotation.
Maybe gonna force a dive here.
Why? Ace?
He actually stops it as well.
Very well played, but at the same time, why are you smiling down to the low ground with the sun ray?
That was so quick, the sun ray, but can he get away?
I don't know if he can. He's going to have a few spirits to throw down onto Ace. Lucid Beam as well, trying to hold Ace back. He's going to continue to run this down. Another spirit out, slowing down the attack speed enough to actually allow Why You Smile to get away. Meanwhile, back on the top side of the map, Duracho got taken down once again. This time, Quinn turns up. Wants to try and make LGD pay for it. They will get hero return, but they won't get nothing to say. Just another instance now where Duracho, he is not having fun up there.
He certainly isn't, but New does have to be a little cautious. The one thing about Centaur playing for Silencer, don't want to die too much. Giving up that hit can be a problem for the hero. Another connection with the burst. It's another side steal here for Quinn. This Necro. I think that's what Boots Travel finished up, so his movement around the map is going to get faster and faster. Now looking to pressure. He's going to get good damage on this tower here. Good thing that Wise there to at least drag a little bit, but Quinn just starts chasing.
He's in under the tower. Celery. He's getting dove in by the two of them. I don't think there'll be any TP back up for this poor old Silencer. He's coming in now, but Celery will still fall. Planet finishes off the kill. Question if Gladiators can find some return. Direction to the Shepherd. Throw down the concoction. These are big kills for Gladiators to be picking up. Same time down bottom. Ace getting chased upon by nothing to say. And Shiro, the ultimate up in a second here for the Spirit Breaker, but he can't quite find the vision. Nothing to say. So Ace, he'll walk out alive once more.
A good attempt, but just a bit too tanky. You see that he actually did put at least 2 points in the Lucid Beam. Most of these players haven't gone for like the 1-1-3 build.
Did put at least 2 points in the Lucid Beam. Most of these players haven't gone for like the 1-1-3
top 3 cores on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, even though Duracho is dying a lot of the time.
3 cores on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, even though Duracho
especially with the fact that those kind of last few deaths on that top lane definitely swinging things back in favour of Gaimin Gladiators.
And now can they hold on to this mid tower is the question. Planet surrounded.
Another easy kill here for Quinn to get involved and now dominates on the Necro.
And he knows immediately the Shadow Demon was getting those stacks up, we'll be able to take him away instantly.
Immediately the Shadow Demon was getting those stacks up, we'll be able to take him away instantly.
Playing around Quinn with this strong start.
Posturing by Gaimin Gladiators.
Play aggressively around him on this mid area of the map, and at the same time, if LGD look for any moves down the side lanes with the boosted travel, Quinn, he's likely to be there every single time. So whilst LGD got away with those early kills, the difficulty it stepped up massively. Making the moves for LGD is no longer easy.
No, and nobody wants to go mid, right? They have Why You Smile here just trying to slow down the push, just throwing fire spirits on the way, but tower never dropping very soon. Quinn very active in smoke, moving toward top new, he shows himself.
Sights back up, he's ready to look for another stack.
Moving toward top new, he shows himself.
He's able to play as well. That's the looks of it. Sort of avoided one another. will be able to get around from this one. They'll hit him with the scam, but he's already back to the safety of his side of the map. So nicely avoiding that move there.
It's actually both scans. They used immediately both trying to find himself. He's able to sneak himself away from that.
Both scans. They used immediately both of them trying to find
clean up
himself.
some jungle is going down the blade mail route. Pretty good blade mail game versus this Luna
jungle
versus
is going down
Phoenix
the blade mail route.
across the
Pretty
board.
good blade mail game versus this.
And very
Luna
early
versus
aggressive
Phoenix
wards that we're seeing Gaming
across
already
the board.
placing down, so they're going to have good information. When
Very
you're
early
playing versus
aggressive
something
wards
like
that we're
Spirit
seeing
Breaker,
already
if he
placing
has
down,
such
so
a
they're gonna
hard
have
lane,
good
you know he doesn't want to return back
information.
mid.
Versus
When they
something
get
like
these
Spirit
deep
Breaker,
wards
if
down,
he
you're
has
going to
such
see
a
these
hard lane,
charges
you know he
coming
doesn't
through,
want
so
to
they're
return back
going to
mid.
have a lot of
When they get
information
these
to
deep
play off.
wards down, you're going to see these charges coming through.
What do
They're going to have a lot of
for the next move? They're
information.
going to try and go on bottom, but the global silence comes out. But he's ready to turn. Goes back in with the ultimate straight on Oshira. The sight there, they've got the burst. Quick turns up, takes him down. As at this point in the game, it feels just so incredibly difficult for LGD to make any sort of moves. But at the same time, they don't want to sit back and farm because on the other side of the map, there's an Alchemist picking things up.
It's still a bold attempt to go for this blind, but he is very tanky. 1400 HP already. They are quite lacking in the damage early
He is
game.
very tanky. 1400 HP already. They are quite
Quick rotation. This tower going to get pressured massively here. They will be able to hold on to their mid tower at least and get some levels on the Phoenix, but damage being done here from Gaming Gladiators early on. They're opening it up for Duracho to get good timing. So he's got 4 deaths. He's about to have a single relic already done.
It really seems like it didn't matter.
4 deaths. He's about to have a
Catching
single
up
relic already
massively.
done.
It really seems like it didn't matter.
LGD, where do they go
Catching
next?
up massively.
Very difficult for Luna as
Where
well
do they
too.
go
If you
next?
do start struggling in this game, the heroes that you have to run you down, there's a final beast, there's Necro is going to be immensely tanky, and a Radiance is going to come out soon. LGD need to start getting something going in their favor.
And a Radiance is going to come out soon.
But TPs are coming in from Gaming Gladiators.
They
Don't catch anything, Quinn. Not quite able to get an intro from you with the X-Swell.
Catch anything, Quinn?
LGD don't get the objective and they won't lose anything for it.
Look where Nothing to Say is being forced to try to find farm. He's just on the outskirts trying to get anything. It looks like it was scouted out though. I mean, they were pinging it. Yeah, Celery seems to know something's up.
It looks like it was scouted out though. I mean, they were pinging it. Celery, he
And
seems
that's
to
sort
know
of one way
something's up.
to get back in the game as a mid Spirit Breaker. It's just not easy. Looking for kills, looking for action. It's not LGD's strong point right now against the tools that Gaming Gladiators have managed to amass.
No, and overall too, he's playing into the Primal Beast, which is a hero that just doesn't even care about status. It's just if he gets the grab on Shiro in trouble.
The Lucifer just in time to hold Ace back. And he's able to get out of the range of the X-Swell. So by now, out of the 2 supports, Gaming Gladiators are continuing to move forward. The Burns have got the side, don't play enough damage to Burns. They can't take it out. They're trying to hit him. They can't stop the Super Nova. It's the top round from LGD. They're taking out Nova. They're taking out Celery. They'll bring Quinn low.
Duracho.
Can LGD get more out of this? Both decent, but incredibly low on the side of the fight. Duracho on the retreat. Nothing to say. Charging in over towards Quinn. Who's got for you? Double is low. They've got it. They take down the 4 for LGD. Strike back hard.
Beautiful connection. What an egg right in the middle of everybody. Gaming trying to go for a very early piece of play in the Reaper. Doesn't do much damage at all.
Oh, they needed that. They needed that big time. An amazing fight there for LGD.
A big wombo combo team fight abilities connecting perfectly there.
A big wombo combo team fight abilities
The
connecting
move again,
perfectly there.
Gaming Gladiators, they walk right into this. I mean, it looked like a solid start going for Shiro, but between the Stampede, the holdback of the Lucid Beam, avoiding that initial attempt from Ace, but they feel good and they get the Soul Bind. It's an early side, but it's one that you feel tempted to go for because they're linked together, but it's just a bit too soon. The burst isn't there, and at this point, I think he'll have Fire Spirit Shadow as well, the Who Stops at you. They just didn't allow Gaming Gladiators any chance to take down this egg.
I honestly look pretty beautiful spellcasting coming out across the board. Planet even with that little disruption buying time so that they both don't get grabbed from the Primal Beast.
They're going to try and go again at Gaming Gladiators. This time,
They'll
they might
find
find
Shiro.
Shiro. They're in on top of it. Someone's back up. The grab's there. Shiro won't survive this time. Gaming Gladiators not to be deterred after that. The way that their last fight went, they went straight back here. This time they get the job done.
No hesitation. They know that they are pretty cooldown reliant to be able to turn those fights early games since they do have that little bit of a lead. They do have global as well too. That last fight Celery didn't have it, so hanging on to it for the next couple of fights.
That last fight Celery
Clean up these Ancients Radiance, it is finished.
Clean up these Ancients Radiance, it is finished.
Seeing if Y is going to come in for this here. He has the Shard queued up very early on this Phoenix.
Y is
expected to maybe see that Midas queued up, but we'll have to see which route he wants to be able to go on this Phoenix.
Expected to maybe see that Midas queued up. We'll have to see which route he wants.
to calm down a little bit here from Gaimin Gladiators. Definitely going to be a bit more careful about how they make that next move.
Yeah, I think if they're going to make that next move, they're likely to have the global in particular. Hesitate a little bit more with how far they go for the big dive.
Have the global in particular. Hesitate a little bit more with how far they go.
Feel more confident here. Looking for Quinn as well, too.
Global comes out. They will manage to pull this off, so not the worst of situations there for LG. They're quite good about that one baiting the global. Gives them a good minute or so to make that next play without the threat of Celery being able to put a stop to their move. So a successful bait of the ultimate for LGD.
Yeah, good trade. Demonic Purge only has like a 60-second. That's going to be coming up pretty soon again if they want to make that aggressive
only has like a 60-second.
It's always going to be a pretty good kill threat. Just being able to make sure he can't ever get Ghost Shroud off. Get the focus hard so he can't move. But every minute anything slows down, the game mostly just massively goes for Gaimin Gladiators in seconds.
LGD, they've got to try and use this window, the global silence being unavailable for Gaimin Gladiators.
Can they find Quinn? Can they pop him?
Being unavailable for Gaimin Gladiators.
Ultimate's ready.
It's underneath this ward setup from Gaimin Gladiators. It's not an easy part for LG to strike into whilst they lack the vision on the high ground.
It's not an easy part for LG to strike into.
Giving a lot of information as well for Gladiators.
Their front line is just so tanky here.
Like
all three cores effectively are pretty tanky in the side of Gaimin. Quinn almost has his hard finish though.
Pretty tanky in the side of Gaimin. I
was waiting to see if Tofu was actually queuing up his. Bit of a different route of items. He's actually going for the Yules. I mean, playing versus the Spirit Breaker is pretty common to see it. But
he's actually going for the Yules. I mean, playing
pretty much always see those rims go for those shards right away. How effective it can be.
Pretty much always see those rims go for
but I guess
those shards
maybe because the Shadow Demon is hesitating for it a little bit just because that demonic
maybe because the Shadow Demon
is
hesitating for it a
Quinn
little
on the
bit
front line.
because
He's going to get caught in the only one of nothing to say, but he's still got a play. They jump forward. The soul right there responds quick. Side down, takes nothing to say how usual. Curse damage accelerate. The X successful, but there's no chance for LGD to fight especially off the back of it. Why Smart has the TP out of the fight.
I mean, your two tanky frontliners just get detonated right at the start of the fight. Egg connects, but doesn't really do much of anything. Tower now. Egg connects, Gaimin. Still want to go for even more kills as well, too.
Tower now.
Racho, full BKB.
Still want to go for even more kills as well.
He feels pretty unkillable with this BKB on the Alchemist now. I mean, mostly magic damage on their draft early game here for LGD. This is just going to make Duracho pretty invincible.
Early game here for LGD. This is just going to make Duracho
looks like he does go for that shard before finishing up the heart, so he's got a bit more mobility versus the Shadow Demon as well. And they are controlling a lot of this map. I mean, they're denying a lot of far away from LGD. From Shiro in particular.
A lot of this map. I mean, they're denying a lot of far away from LGD.
I think the concern as well for LGD is the fact that the one fight that they did have going in their favor, it was one that Gaimin Gladiators had. They're still yet able to find anything positive with regards to starting the action themselves and looking to make the initiation. It just hasn't happened from LGD.
Not easy into this draft versus these bruisers versus these tanky cores. And yeah, the early BKB from Duracho, it's going to cause some big issues. Who do they really want to focus fire now at this point? You focus fire the BKB Alchemist, you probably have to go for these supports because these frontliners are just going to pretty much absorb everything that you throw at them.
Have to go for these supports because these frontliners
at the moment, no egg for 30 seconds, Gaimin.
Icing Quinn.
Keeping that farm done, Quinn.
Egg for 30 seconds,
able to dive away here while you smile, and Ace is closing in upon him. Why you smile? No egg, no dive at the ready. There's no chance for survival.
No egg, no dive at the ready. There's no chance for survival.
I'm gonna say
he is very deep.
He's gonna be okay. Gets the charge off in time before Dracho's able to find him.
He's going to be okay. Gets the charge off in time.
Still doing his best to pick up what he can across the map and continue to try and catch up towards getting that altering done. Still going to take time though for him.
Gonna take time, and it's always still going to be issues because he doesn't have ways to really protect himself besides that.
Still going to be issues.
This big burst that comes out from Reaper, the grab that comes out from the Primal Beast, always going to be an issue for this breaker.
That comes out from Reaper, the grab that comes out from the Primal
Beast. Alchemist, blink dagger around the corner. Next time round, he will be able to get that catch.
And they will be able to get the double connections constantly with the soul bind with that as well too.
And they will be able to get the double connections.
Very difficult fights ahead here for LGD.
Very difficult fights ahead here for LGD.
Too fast on the side of Gaming. Ace hard soon on the menu for him too. When he's got it finished. Even though they've got this demonic purge, he's just too tanky. 6-1-3 so far on this Necro.
Even though they've got this demonic purge,
he's a bit too much tanky to deal with at the moment.
So far on this Necro, this pick.
Tier 2 now, it's starting to get pressured at the moment. Game's top tower is under attack. This is not an easy spot to fight.
Have got the ultimates, but at the same time, so again, Gladiators. unless someone in LGD is able to find their way to the back lines, find this silencer, Celery's going to be able to put a stop to any sort of team fight that LGD try and respond with.
Yeah, not easy for you to just like charge through or anything like that either. There's primal beast as a soul button that's always going to be stopping you.
Charge through or anything like that
Gaimin
either.
playing as a unit so far, not giving the opportunities to LGD. Shiro is getting some good time to get that farm going. He's got his Manta, got the Mask of Madness, but he needs more to be able to actually show up in these fights. It feels like this is great for farming, but he definitely needs a BKB in this game.
These fights it feels like this is great for farming, but it definitely needs a BKB in this game.
Daracho a bit far forward, but has BKB.
Okay. Daracho a bit far forward, but has BKB.
Flanking.
Honestly, you get the grab on the YU smart, but a quick dive is there. Just a bit of a poke from the supports, but nothing more to push Gaimin Gladiators back. They'll continue to push on and look to take this tier 2.
Daracho knows his strength. Having that silencer behind him to do a tier 2 default very early, pre-20 minutes.
Having that silencer behind him to do a tier 2 default very early, pre-20 minutes.
Also able to hold on to the tier 2 top. They did have quite a few heroes up on this top lane, LGD, but unable to push the tier 2 themselves.
Heroes up on this top lane, LGD, but unable to push the tier 2 themselves.
He wants to go for the SD. They might be able to sandwich Planet here.
I think they will. Ace coming in from the side.
They might be able to sandwich
He
Planet
can't
here.
run from this one. Jump forward to low ground for Daracho. Another kill. More gold here for the
Jump forward
Alchemist.
to low ground from Daracho. Another
Way too
kill.
much on
More
the map.
gold here for
Quinn
the
shows himself
Alchemist.
top. They have a ward on top of him. There's
Way
just no
too
way
much
for
on the
them to
map.
punish it.
Quinn shows
They do
himself top. They
Okay,
have
the
a ward
center's
on
kind
top.
of in the area, but
There's
they
no way
can't
for
go
them
for
to
it.
punish it. Okay, the center's kind of in the area, but
Very close to sort of timing, 21 minutes or so in, where they're going to have to deal with these two cores that have hearts upon them. Ace has pretty much got his done, Quinn's already got his.
And a BKB Alchemist.
That's a lot of HP that you've got to try and get through with the damage that you've got on LGD's lineup. And just sort of look at the heroes, and unless everything connects perfectly, it's hard to sort of see these situations in which these cores of Gaimin Gladiators get taken down.
Yeah, can you protect your egg? You're going to need absolutely everything to connect perfectly, it feels like, for LGD in these next few moments. And for Gaming, the pace is going to continue accelerating. Roche soon to be on the menu for them too. Continue to look to just control the map before that.
Roche soon to be on the menu for them too.
Full Hyperstone now on
Just control
Daracho.
the map before that. Hyperstone on Daracho.
Altering done now, at least, but nothing to say. So at the higher frequency of weaving in and out of the fights with these charges.
The higher frequency of
Keep that farm going, but it still feels like they need more and more time, which still doesn't feel like it's really benefiting them. Gaming has been consistently like 6 to 8k gold lead, even though they're playing versus this Midas.
Consistently like 6 to 8k gold
Sweeping the map, taking
even though
these
they're playing
towers
versus this
down.
Midas.
LGD, they will not be showing up to defend them.
They have this deep ward already placed down too.
not be showing up to defend them.
They have this deep ward already placed down too.
He gets any closer to this high ground. I mean, even as he is,
He can't even get close.
Daracho just jumps in under the tier 2.
Now they know that ward is there, but
Daracho just jumps in under
get a
the
free
tier
kill out of it.
2.
Potentially even going to get the pressure 2 lanes off of this here with Daracho on one and Quinn on the other.
Potentially even going to get the pressure 2 lanes off of this here with Daracho on one and Quinn on the other.
How does LGD slow this down? I mean, I guess continue to try to get this charge, of course, to clear these waves, but
Slow this down. I mean, they just continue to try to get this charge.
more time for Shiro
waves, but
to feel ready to fight.
Radiant's top tower
need
is
more time for Shiro.
BKB at the least a necessity, but still a couple of thousand gold away from that.
And the necessity, of course, it'll help protect it, but his damage is definitely starting to feel, I mean,
And the
it's still
necessity,
feel
of
pretty
course, it'll help
lackluster even with
protect it,
that
but his
BKB.
damage
They need
is
everything to
starting to
connect
feel
perfectly. They need this
pretty
egg. The
lackluster
Sunray
even
feels
with
like it's
that.
going to be
They need
probably their
everything to
highest
connect
damage
perfectly. They
potential.
need this egg, the Sunray, it feels like it's going to be probably their highest damage potential.
Gladiators. Roshan is at the ready if they want to look for that one first.
They almost have Aghanim also now finished up on Quinn.
For that one first.
Have Aghanim
And with those early boots of travel that he was able to get to, it's always this way to answer something like the Spirit
With those
Breaker, right? He
early
goes to
boots of
one
travel
lane,
that he was
clears it
able to
out,
get to,
and
it's
then he
always
goes
this way
join
to
his team
answer
constantly while they're on the hunt for this
Right?
SB.
One lane
Nothing to
clears it
say.
out.
He's doing a good job of keeping these
While they're on the hunt
waves
for this
quite
SB.
cleared out. He's only
Nothing to
died
say.
3
He's doing
times,
a
so
good job of
he's getting some
keeping
pretty
these
decent
waves
recovery.
Quite cleared out, and he's only died the 3 times, so he's getting some pretty decent recovery.
Buys his shard. So going to be going for that planar pocket to absorb some type of spells at least to protect Shiro. Not too often I think I've seen people purchase
these to protect Shiro. Not too often I think I've seen
Has eyes on Quinn, but of course nothing really that he can do about this.
No, I guess the planar pocket's magic resist too. 75% magic resist. If you need that with the Reaper Sight, you're probably just going to live.
75% magic
It's a cool position here for nothing to say. To tank spells from Shiro.
Be a cool
Potentially trying to close with the creep waves coming in on this top lane, but Gaimin Gladiators have already got one. He's right up for tier 2.
And Daracho, he has AC done. He's brute forcing these towers. The map is shrinking more and more.
He has AC done. Brute forcing these towers. The map is shrinking more
Shiro
and
for
more.
the illusion is trying to at least hold back the waves in the mid lane.
BKB is finished.
at least hold back the waves in the mid lane.
BKB is finished.
Definitely feels like moments away from Gaming Gladiators. Maybe trying to look at a high ground push. As I say, that Roshan is there, so
Probably going to wait for
likely that they'll go for the pickup on that one.
Yeah, it's going to shift up top in about 40 seconds. So I imagine they're going to set up around there.
Yeah, it's going to shift up top.
They're in a position where they don't really need to take too many risks right now, Gaming Gladiators.
They're in a position where they don't really need to take too many risks right now.
Gets the catch, Tofu in with the Inks, well they don't even have to use the Reaper side early. They'll drop it now, still won't get the kill with this, but they get the kill after.
Oh, that was sick by Tofu. What a quick blink into insta-popping that Inks
Oh, that was sick by Tofu. What a quick blink into insta-popping
20 seconds until that Roche starts shifting. They're already positioned around the top lane.
Seconds until that Roche starts shifting. They're already positioned around the top lane.
Playing the map, it feels like wherever they want. Even though LGD is getting the farm, they are completely avoiding everywhere that Gaming Gladiators does go.
They are completely avoiding everywhere that Gaming Gladiators does go.
LGD, I mean, in terms of items, we'll see sort of what pickups they are able to get in place before this kind of Roshan pickup into high ground push that's very likely to become what Gaming Gladiators does occur. But the BKB, it's there. He's got the money for the shard if he wants to pick that up. Anything to sort of provide him some defensive capabilities. Trying to get that small crit online as well, Shiro, just to have some sort of damage against this inevitable push that Gaming Gladiators is going to come charging with.
And that feels like it's going to be the big issue is will they have enough damage to go through Ace? The hard primal beast, the alchemist will incredibly taken and this necrophos.
The hard primal beast, the alchemist
and now an Aegis as well too, which they
necrophos.
cannot contest up here.
And now an Aegis as well too.
The levels as well too on the supports. I mean that's something I'm always going to be looking at for the Phoenix. It does feel like he's going to be one of the most important ones for the side of LGD. Still not level 12.
It does feel like he's going to be one of the most important ones for the side of
Pace of this
LGD.
game, he's not able to find the connection or get those extra levels in fights.
Pace of this game, he's not able to find the connection to get fights.
Should be able to finish the tier 1 mid. Get an extra bit of a cash bonus
tier
for the
1
team.
mid.
Any little bit they can get, they need.
Bonus hit for the team.
A little bit they can get, they need.
LGD have to be very careful with their position. Outside of the base right now.
Be very careful
Are
with
in a
the
spot
position.
that Gaming Gladiators
Outside of the
is
base
starting
right
to
now.
close in upon.
Are in a spot that Gaming Gladiators is starting to close in upon.
High ground surely going to be the best place for LGD to try and make their stand here against Gaming Gladiators.
Gaimin even wants to go for that high ground too. We'll have to wait how long they want to push the issue forward here.
Go for that high ground too. We'll have to wait how long.
Sure, it does find an illusion rune, probably one of the better ones that he can get in this type of style game where things have slowed down massively, cutting some waves. It does get that top wave cut out there.
Slowed down massively.
So this is the final wave that Gaming has if they do want to go threaten that high ground. Level 18 has been hit on Duracho. See if he does threaten a little bit here. He wants
Level 18 has been hit on Duracho. See if he does threaten a little bit here.
He knows it's so hard for LGD to punish any sort of jump that he wants to go for on this push.
He just started getting poked. Quinn gonna start throwing those heals out as well too. This tower's dropping as you know, Cliff. 13 seconds.
Do something there, LGD, otherwise they're going to be losing a rack.
That was perfect timing really for Gaming to take advantage of that Cliff still being down.
That was perfect timing really for Gaming to take advantage of that Cliff still being down.
There are the illusions.
And the Rax is gone. That's
They got the
great.
range, they're onto the melee.
There are the illusions.
The Rax is gone.
They got the range.
LGD, what's the plan? Fire spirits for now seem to be enough to stop the push it from Gaming Gladiators.
They've got the lanes cut, so Luna does get both of those. No more creep wave up with the top lane. Will buy him some time. And nice get from Shiro. Nothing to say, considering a charge, but doesn't want to start a fight just yet in this Aegis.
Considering a charge, but doesn't want to start a fight
Nice
just
play
yet
from
in
Shiro.
this Aegis.
Little illusion micro. Big deal there. Level 18 now, and he does have that small crit finish. So now maybe this is that indicator for LGD. This could be the call where they feel like they're going to start having some damage.
This is that indicator for LGD. This could be the
BKB
call
also finished on new, so he can actually get into those fights and not have to worry about just getting instantly global and get nothing off.
He can actually get into those fights and not have to worry about just getting instantly global and getting off.
That's a double damage as well on the top side of the river. Would be quite the pickup if LGD are able to catch wind of that one.
Would be quite the
They're going to
pickup if
continue the
LGD
siege.
are able to catch wind of that one.
BKB on Quinn. He's also ready to go fully in on the push. Duracho
On Quinn, he's also ready to go fully in on the push. Duracho.
LGD, they may just have to let this set go by the looks of it. They don't try anything
LGD, they may
on the
just have to
defensive
let
on
this
this
set
one,
go
so
by
a
the
full
looks of
set
it.
of racks will be
They don't
taken
try
down by
anything
Gladiators.
on the defensive on this one, so a full set of
2.5
racks will be
minutes left
taken
with
down by
this Aegis to
Gladiators.
potentially push for more. They are going to have to head back and deal with the state of the rest of the creep waves as they have
They are going to have to head
been.
back and
Consistently
deal with the
push
state
Shiro
of the rest of the creep
really
waves
pulling
as
off the
they
work
have
here
been.
to keep this game alive.
Shiro really pulling off the work here to keep this game alive.
Oh my goodness. Very deep positioning here. Playing around his vision though does have that ward on the high ground.
Positioning here.
To say should be fine.
playing around his vision. Let's have that ward on the high
Gladiators will
ground.
send Duracio down bottom to deal with a creep wave on that lane. The rest of the team ready to start pushing back out the mid.
Doing kind of this cool maneuvers though, where it's, objectives are being taken from Gaimin, but look at the goal. You know, it's starting to get a little bit better there for LGD with the way that they're just playing the full farm game around the map rather than
starting to get a
contested
little bit
push.
better there for LGD with the way that they're
Maybe
just playing
feeling
the full
strong
farm
enough to
game
set
around
up
the
for
map.
something themselves here, LGD. Smoke up with
Maybe
Shiro,
strong enough to set
feeling
up
that they're
for
now at a
something
point where they
themselves
can
here,
try
LGD.
for,
Smoke up
with
but
Shiro,
for looking for a team
feeling
fight.
that they're now at a point where they can try for...
Duracio on the front
but
lines
we're
though, the
looking for a team
DD
fight.
still in the top lane.
Duracio on the front lines though, the DD still
I
in
mean,
the top
ideally,
lane.
who you're finding here? Do you want some like the quick squishy heroes? Do you want to get the
Ideally,
silencer
who you're
first, take him out?
finding?
And what would be the ideal catch for LGD?
You probably at least want to know where the silencer is and someone has to stop the global and come out. We'll see who they want to jump first.
They've got eyes on the two of them.
He's getting the charge.
There's interrupts in their initial attempt for a new. The global silence comes out. The supernova's there. But Gaimin Gladiators is awkward. They might miss out. He keeps at the distance. Ace will get caught by the initial stun, but he's so taken.
Got the grab on
Look at the turn. So right near the grab, and the word down just picks up the double Shiro. Trying to beat him in the eclipse. Ace, he's so into the line. Finally, he'll force nothing to say. Takes him out with the ultimate. See Shiro able to beat KBTP out. So LGD at least able to cut their losses there. And they take 5-8 in returning that fight. Nothing to say. Only just able to catch Ace underneath the tower. Something to be found, but still not quite what LGD were hoping for.
I look how much they have to commit just to kill Ace, and he actually had the BKB coming out of the courier, so it's good that they got the jump right there, otherwise he absolutely just lives. Duracio still has 30 seconds with this Aegis. Quinn
Now down the mid they go.
backing him up. They used absolutely everything there on the side of LGD. No BKB at the ready for Shiro. Him walking up, he could just get exploded instantly if he does.
At the ready for Shiro. Him walking up,
Not
he
a
could
great
just
fight, of course, for
explode
LGD, but it definitely could have got a lot worse. If they lost their leader in that situation, would have been rough. Nothing to say, trying to clear out the way, but it's not too much. Him with the summer and the damage, Duracio down one. 8 seconds remaining in the second round.
Got the blink as well.
He's going to be out. Nothing to say though, he charges forward. He gets clipped by the Phantom Embrace from Tofu. They turn with the slow, jump forward again. They're trying to control the Spirit Breaker. They'll throw out the dart. The slow not going to connect. Ace trying to close him, but charges back up. Nothing to say, able to put a stop to the push and get away.
Charges back up. Nothing to say, able to put a stop to the push
We'll live
and
to see
get
another
away.
day, Tom. He'll be okay.
We'll live to see another day.
And they're looking to keep going. How long on this egg? 20 seconds.
And they're looking to keep going.
Full
How long
butterfly
is
now
that?
for Shiro.
I mean,
20
Shiro,
seconds.
he's silently, slowly, he's doing it. You know, the
Shiro,
farm is there.
he's silently, slowly, he's
Can
doing
they keep
it.
him alive?
The farm
BKB is
there.
back up. Can they protect him? Push just continuing to commence. Cliff still cooldown for about 4 minutes.
Who goes in first for LG? It's got to be you.
Now look at Duracio the whole time he's been doing this, turning that radius off consistently when he's going for the
And he's in, shoots it. The
time
BKB's
he's
off just in
turning
time there
that
for Shiro.
radius
As soon as
off.
he gets clipped by the soul line, he's trying to turn it, but he clips. Ace is falling hard. Shiro puts on the one there, but takes it. Ace to beat it. Finally able to keep those distance. Quinn gets back on the Mr. Beast in the middle of everybody. He's able to finish off Shiro. Quinn taking down the Luna. Shiro out with no buyback available. He's spent up for the butterfly. LGD, the disrupt, but they're not going to be able to find anything more than, I mean, look at that, a solid defense from LGD, but the fact that Quinn, he knew that he could get straight back in there, finish off the Luna. It's a big kill to be found, because if Shiro survives through that, LGD, they definitely be looking to make a play within this next minute, but with Shiro going down there because of that play from Quinn, LGD, they'll have to hold back once more.
Look how much damage Shiro was able to do. Ace popped BKB and just literally died in seconds. I think he hadn't even had like the Vindicator's X bonus armor. He literally died so fast trying to get the double grab. Quinn, that was a really cool call to make.
So fast
you see Duracio drops to what? I think it was like 100 HP or something like that. Quinn just jumps into 4 or 5 heroes and ends up just getting away because of it.
Yeah, these players really know their limits. We sort of saw it yesterday over Yator and his morphing. When he's falling into these crazy situations, this game is Quinn. He's going to right to this and for 4 heroes and to take down that crucial kill. Keep this game for now, LG Gaimin Gladiators favor.
Definitely seeing though that Shiro, if they don't give him the respect, he is going to be doing a lot of damage now at this point with this butterfly.
They don't give him the respect. He is going to be doing a lot of damage now at this point with this butterfly.
Keeping this game alive here, LGD.
He's consistently just been sitting in that 6K gold lane.
LGD.
And high ground, he's always going to be the best place for them to get this defense. It's always going to allow YU Smile to have kind of like perfect positioning with this Egg and Sun, right?
It's always going to allow YU Smile to
actually make an aggressive move themselves. They're feeling confident perhaps after that last fight. It was very close to them just wiping pretty much everybody there on the side of Gaming, so don't blame them if they feel quite a bit more confident now.
From Gaming Gladiators themselves as well. Yeah, Salary's ready to pop.
Okay,
Gaming Gladiators themselves as well.
I mean, Roche is soon going to be coming up.
I've got smoke.
You pick up as well for nothing to say. Has his Lincoln, so not easy as it for to sort of set up from a single target disruptions of players from Gaming Gladiators.
Sort of set up from a single target disruptions of players from Gaming Gladiators.
Like to spell. Both teams aware of one another.
Like to spell. Teams aware of one another.
Racho, he's potentially setting up for something here. They see up around this top rune. He's actually going to go for nothing to say. Bulldoze and Lincoln's bleeding.
Okay. He's actually going to go for nothing to say. Bulldoze. Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
LGD.
Time being bought. Shiro getting bigger and bigger. Getting these buff ups too. I saw the Solar Crash picked up before that last fight as well too from YU Smile. They're starting to throw their eggs into this Luna basket.
Last fight as well too from YU Smile. They're starting to throw their eggs in this Luna basket.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
GD getting more and more time.
I think they want to try and contest this Roshan.
Yes,
they certainly feel a whole lot stronger right now.
Yeah, especially with the Lincolns. Particularly for nothing to say. Now he's going to be able to just straight charge through these fights and perhaps just eat one of these big spells or two. Especially with Planer Pocket too, right? He could just tank it off one of his teammates.
Big spells or two. Especially with Planer Pocket too, right? He could just tank it off one of his teammates.
Around here, but that does potentially mean that this map is going to get farmed out from nothing to say and from Shiro.
Potentially mean that this map is going to get farmed out
on the horizon
from Shiro.
Gladiators, they want to try and look for the hit before the Roche spawns.
Gladiators, they want to try and look for the hit before the Roche spawns.
They highly suspect that LGD will start to
Radiant
set up outside of the base.
Highly suspect
They'll remove themselves.
Set up outside
the high ground here, who are they able to jump? Ponder Etcher goes towards the creep, not going to find anyone there.
Who are they able to jump?
Towards the triangle, LGD.
Not going to find anyone there.
That was close to disaster.
Towards the triangle, LGD.
Tower looks to be disintegrating.
Lanes just being shoved in though. Look at bottom and mid. Nothing to say has completely pushed those into the tier 2s now at this point.
Bottom and mid. Nothing to say has completely pushed those into the tier 2s now at this point.
Get away.
Dire's middle tower is spawned.
15 seconds, Roche. They know it's got to be up soon. Gaming just continue to play in that corner area.
LGD's got to get over here.
It's got to be up soon. Gaming.
Smoking from themselves this time. Full satanic done on Shiro.
Check this illusion push in mid. When he's actually going to go answer it a little bit here. Double catapult wave with these double illusions.
He's actually going to go answer it a little here. Double catapult wave with these double illusions.
He's smoked up. They saw Quinn move. This could be their opportunity to strike. 28 seconds. No TP for Quinn to join his team.
Their opportunity to strike. 28 seconds. No TP.
They've now got the two Lotus Souls ready for the next fight. Shiro.
My goodness, look at New. He knows.
It's
perfect.
Trapped in the corner. They didn't quite have the protection for Celio. Heals himself up, but there's no escape from his silencer.
So sick.
I mean, just trapped in the corner, their Gladiators. They were not ready for LGD to come and pincer them in, and now open up the opportunity for LGD to head into the pit and get Roche out for themselves.
It's the big break split push plays that were coming out. Spirit Breaker cutting bottom, Luna cutting mid. Eventually, someone reacts as soon as they see Quinn. No hesitation.
Eventually,
they know exactly
as soon as they
the way
see
that
Quinn.
held on in this game, kept their cool. Now they're striking back, and they're striking back hard. Gladiators are going to be shaking in their boots a little bit with the way that these last few fights have gone. These moves absolutely huge for LGD. LGD now starting to take the lead in this game.
I mean, Shiro's pretty much completely neck and neck with that Alchemist now.
And Shiro's pretty much completely neck and neck with that Alchemist.
It really feels like some of the best Luna performance we've seen, really honestly, with how Shiro's done in terms of finding the farm, keeping the game alive with his sort of the map movements of himself and the illusions. He's been doing so much.
I mean, him and nothing to say, even though you don't really it's like this invisible kind of impact with this Spirit Breaker, but the amount of space that he's been able to make just clearing creep waves with this charge.
The amount of space that he's been able to
back into it, and now they're potentially the ones going for the Tiger.
Absolutely. I mean, now for Gaming Gladiators, now that they're playing from behind, how does this change things up for them? What sort of conversations do you think is going on right now?
How does this change things up for them? What sort of conversations
they're probably still feeling pretty confident with their fight, but they're definitely feeling a little bit more scared of this Luna.
Probably still feeling pretty
probably need to start figuring out the answer for nothing to say. He's just getting way too big on this Spirit Breaker now too.
In the ball, I mean,
got everything at the ready.
Shiro's very close, about 1,000 gold away from being able to pick up a full dateless as well. This Luna,
Shiro's very close, about 1,000 gold away from being able to pick up a full dateless as well. This Luna, absolute terror in these team
Why
fights.
Smile is also queuing up for the big play. He's going for that refresher, feeling they do not have an answer for the egg. If they don't get the global off, he's got to get these eggs off every single time.
Not have an answer for the egg. If they don't get the global off, he's got to get these eggs off every single time.
We'll see what Shiro does go down this route. Changing item build a little bit, but he is just going to go Daedalus.
Changing item build a little bit, but he is just going to go.
Gladiators.
Dyer's bottom tower
They
is
want
under
to try
attack.
and fight into this Aegis. 3.5 minutes here for Shiro.
Do they want to try and fight into this area?
They don't have the same way to be able to push these waves invisibly, right? Like, now it's difficult for them to actually keep their lanes pushed out. They don't have these illusion pushes.
Right? Like,
they don't have the Spirit Breaker kind of charge things to be able to deal with it. So they kind of have to stick as this unit now on Gaming Gladiators for the next, probably for the next like 2-3 minutes.
Unit now on Gaming Gladiators for the next, probably for the next.
LGD patiently waiting.
At this
We'll be able to
point,
find the Demon Edge. Big kill.
they'll be able to stop a bit of that damage being built up by Duraccio. Shiro, he's ready to start pushing.
This building dies quick versus the DD.
Forces out the fortification. Now it's Gladiators' turn to try and do something on the defensive. We'll see if they're able to put a stop to this one.
I mean, as soon as that tower drops, these racks are going to drop in seconds.
Try to get the jump on his Shiro, but the man's spot. Daze, he has to back away. See him charge, but he has to push back.
Duraccio.
Trying to go the control, he's onto the illusion. Shiro, down to put the BKB. Now he get a bit low cells, doesn't feel confident, even though he had the Aegis to finish off the racks. He'll back off for now. Daedalus now picked up.
That was pretty cool from Duraccio, actually. Doesn't have to use his BKB, he doesn't scared of like the reflection of the concoction. Actually forces Shiro to use his. Go back away.
Actually forces Shiro to use
as well
his.
to sort of buff up and protect Shiro on the pushes. Right, with the Lotus picked up by you, the Lotus picked up by Planet. So many things to just throw upon this Luna and just allow Shiro to get in and do the damage. LGD, they may have been pushed back, but I'm pretty sure they were looking to go again. Still 2 minutes to play aggressive with the Aegis.
Yeah, some nice itemization. I've been playing into the Silencer, playing into Necro even. He Grimstruck. This Lotus could be incredibly effective.
Necro even Grimstruck. I mean, this Lotus could be incredibly effective.
They're trapped inside their own base. Duraccio.
They're gonna get the jump on him.
And they get jumped.
They'll open things up. They're dropping over with the supernova. Duraccio, he's out for 75. Ogre Seal totaling forward. They're pushing in on the mid lane. They'll be ready to approach the high ground again and maybe even force out this buyback for Duraccio. He's out for 70.
Quinn also.
It's a loser beam. Charging for nothing to say. Knocks it back and roll the other. BKB's out. Quinn backs away. It's over the sword. Duraccio tries to get him in space. Stuns himself. He's in the midst of them on the side. That takes nothing to say down. There's a he's getting completely trampled upon by Ace. He's getting completely trampled. Do it a second time round. BKB, it's still on cooldown for 2 seconds. He's going to have it up now. He's ready to press it, ready to turn. Looks the one Dragon with Lucifer beam. Ace crushing across the two of them. Sure. He's got to run. He's trying to TP out. BKB's trying to get against the crowd. Sure, able to TP out. As Hill escapes, you or not. As Gladiators, they'll find you, but they won't get anything else. I don't know how many Shiro able to live there. Despite his BKB coming around, and both sides around, and the fact that his BKB came back up just in time from being able to survive that initial burst with Gladiators. And then even though it was a short one, he still is able to TP away. Both teams expending a buyback. Duraccio with a buyback for Gladiators. Nothing to say with a buyback from LGD.
Quinn is still a definite problem for them. I'm seeing him in these fights just absolutely wrecking everybody. He gets ignored for a second. Like, I watched Shiro pop some panic and turn to try to hit him. I'm just watching his health actually going down. Anyway, so does still have to be careful.
Turn to try to hit him. I'm just watching his health actually going down.
Anyway, so does still have to be careful. Gonna be very crucial. Duraccio having his use last game.
Gonna be very crucial. Duraccio having his use last.
Nothing to say. He used his to try to join that fray afterward. He got worried.
He got the BKB purchase as well now ready for the next fight. So new BKB on him, close to 25 as well, nothing to say. And KB now finally done with the current coming back up. Duraccio's able to pick up his Demon Edge. Big item for themselves. Hex for Quinn.
They have 2 different ways now to be able to go for these big plays. Pick up for this big double plays as well too with the Grimstruck.
Now to be able to go for these big
more
plays.
and more ways to break this Lincoln. More and more ways to go for nothing to say.
More and more ways to break this Lincoln. More and more ways to go for nothing to say.
Tofa with his Aghanim, of course, finished up well now. Another element that LGD does have to answer. This Luna illusion is going to be terrifying.
Oh, it is.
So
We've
this
seen
Luna
many,
illusion
many
is going to be
times how much this
terrifying.
Dark Portrait can do against the right carry. And against this Shiro Luna, who's certainly the one to get a Dark Portrait apart.
If they have these butterfly items to have on these Dark Portraits, Shiro.
to trade. The buyback's going to be coming out from Josh. They're going to jump back over. They've got the action on the Shiro. He's out. Josh is out. They've got the Shiro out of the game. They're trying to order to the same. They're going to see how the buyback. They can't afford to get caught anymore. Charging out towards the mid lane. This is back up. Tipping over. But they have the detection here on the front line. So nothing to say. He'll live. Big escape from him. If he goes down, he's down for 2 minutes.
I mean, massive stunt from New, but still the issue is Quinn. He's zoning 4 heroes away while protecting his ally.
And they find the big one. They take Shiro out. Buyback is available for him. We'll see how much they're able to take the Gaming Gladiators before the buybacks come out from LGD. It's Duracho in on the mid lane. Tier 3 to the guard. Onto the barracks. There's the buyback. Gaming Gladiators, they respect it immediately.
They got out big there on the side of Gaming. Forcing these buybacks.
They got out big
Roche
there on the
50
side of
seconds
Gaming.
till coming back up.
Forcing these buybacks. Roche 50 seconds till coming back up.
How they kill one? Actually, like, he's really just zoning 4 or 5 heroes away constantly, even though his Alchemist is getting burst in a lot of these situations. Quinn, he is a standings are 9-1-6 so far in this Necro.
Sort of offensive-wide in terms of the
9-1-6 so far in this
they have to
Necro.
lean towards the defensive. Shiro has queued up himself a Lincoln Sphere for the next item. He really doesn't want to get caught or suffer the threat. He just jumped upon by this instant catch from Quinn.
Hey, Lotus and Lincoln's actually are the dream versus these single target abilities, but I don't know, I'm seeing him switching a lot. Okay, now he's got the Brave target abilities. I saw him move this before.
So we get that one.
Maybe he feels like he does need it to be able to bring down this Necro. Their overall damage, it's not fast enough to kill him. It seems like he's getting this regen to build up constantly. And yeah, there's the overall damage he does in these team fights.
Build up constantly. Yeah, there's the overall damage he does in these team fights.
Neck and neck still, 6k lead back up for Gaming. A lot of buybacks, of course, to use the most important thing here.
Big lead back up for Gaming. A lot of
quite a bit
buybacks,
there.
of course, to use the most important thing.
Shiro and nothing to say.
Quite a bit there.
Time for theirs. Of course, over on the side of Gaming Gladiators, Duracho still on the 3-minute cooldown himself. 2 minutes or so until we see Roshan back in the game.
2 minutes or so until we see Roshan back in the game.
Could make the difference as well. Those last few jumps off Duracho, they have been kind of caught out by the Lotus Sword there. Now this time maybe making the jump from the Ninja Gear Smoke Up. Could have landed again with that opening Abyssal Blade before LGD can react.
This could also be a big difference making the fight. Swide now has the refresher.
I mean, we're seeing some fantastic eggs and sunrays come out from him.
Swide now has the
And now have
refresher.
that double, of course. And he's level 18. Is that big one?
Double, of course. And he's level 18.
His mana pool is quite
that big one?
lackluster, though. I think he's lost a bit of it. He's at 699 mana, so
Quite lackluster, though.
pretty much has to just refresher
699
hang it.
mana, so.
Has to be a little bit careful about that secondary.
I mean, Gaming Gladiators is ready for this one.
Has to be a little bit careful about that secondary.
Gaming Gladiators ready for this one.
Trying to get some information up this way, get some vision here from Maybe to follow up with the boost on the illusion. They're pressuring in on the mid lane as well. Gaming Gladiators, they managed to do something about this. It's going to be a fair bit of damage done potentially with these Streetways pushing in.
I don't think they want to go back, though. Last time the Queen went back,
I don't think they want to go back.
Barracks are taking quite the hit in the mid lane.
likely to fall.
Barracks are
I mean,
taking
he's
quite the hit in the mid lane.
And they have to put the fortification at least there.
I mean, Quinn is walking back. Okay, so he's trying to save his team to be able to join his team, but
Quinn is
Rax-
walking back. Okay, so
least
he's
the
trying to save
range
his
might
team
just
to be able
fall
to
down.
join his team.
action up. Roche, 30 seconds.
That's the sort of slightly longer respawn, so definitely working in favour of Gaming Gladiators, allowing them time to get back and hold the base, and maybe get back over towards the pit if they do want to try and test LGD in this position.
Do they have a, I don't think they have a smoke left on the side of Gaming, though. They have a couple of Ninja Gears, but they don't see a smoke on them to make it their way back up there. They're going to go as a unit.
Don't see a smoke on them to make it their way back up
You
there.
have to still try and
Gonna
force
go as
this
a
fight,
unit.
or do you... Now, what's the call here from Gladiators? This could be a difficult fight to take.
They probably still want to fight because they feel maybe that they have like, some of this number advantage with Quinn having this
They probably
buyback.
still want to fight because they feel maybe that they have like some of this number advantage with Quinn having this buyback.
Got to make the call quick so Roche dies.
Oh, it's going to be going down quickly. There's the smoke delivered out. Gaming Gladiators still start to head towards the pit, but they've got to do it fast.
Gaming Gladiators still start to head towards the pit.
He's in on the high ground. It's going to be hard for Gladiators to get past him. Shiro and You's getting the space to finish off. Coming up to the ground, they turn straight away. The side from down, not to say down, put the lead game in. Jump off the range, nothing to say down. Live for now, down. He's on the lead, really careful. Right down the finish. Take the super down, round the turn down. The one unit, put the lead game in. Look at the track, get the lead. It's on the left, the ticket is trying to stand his ground against it. But he's caught by the disruption. Off to the left, the lead is out the one. But he's got another buyback. His second life in for Shiro. Could be over on Fudge. He's going to get out of this one. Gaming Gladiators. Brings up the rapier. He's not able to get out. He tried to put the refresher, but he's out. And he just went off. His buyback was still on corner. He's out of the game for 2 minutes. A huge window now for Gaming Gladiators to this one.
They had the bodies. Dyrachyo solo killed the egg. He just full commits onto it.
Dyrachyo solo killed the egg.
That's gotta be it. I mean, they can just push the two most important heroes are gone.
Nothing to say, we'll be back in 20 seconds. 20 seconds of buyback will be there for the Spirit Breaker, but not enough for the defense.
They at least have one of the extra eggs still up with that buyback from the Phoenix, since he did just die on the first go.
One of the extra eggs still up with that
just throw
buyback
bodies
from
in
the
and
Phoenix.
Quinn
Did just die on the first go.
Can they
just throw
hold?
bodies in and Quinn.
It's not easy without Shiro. He's all the damage.
Can they hold?
Not easy without Shiro. He's all the damage.
They're going for the Megas. They're playing it safe here, just in case.
Going for the Megas.
Just say, buyback available.
Middle barracks has
4v5 at the least here for the defense.
Radiant's bottom tower.
It'll be a 4v5 at the least here for the defense.
Rank's gone.
Buildings dropping. Spirit Breaker buyback in 60 seconds. No Shiro.
LGD.
Break the buyback in 60 seconds. No Shiro.
Just say, trying to start off the defense. Jump off again. Still there. Still straight away on the wall. Dyrachyo stepping away. Down the wall to BKB. On for nothing to say. Flashing it on towards Ace. They're bringing Ace down low. Super unsuccessful.
Building objective. Taken.
The base exposed. They've got to do something crazy here. If they want to hold.
Dyrachyo, be careful. 10 seconds for Chemical Rage. Just letting Quinn just hit the throne.
Dyrachyo, be careful. 10 seconds for Chemical Rage. Just letting
Another
Quinn
charge
just
off
hit
for
the
nothing to say.
throne.
Trying to best attack the spell. Most are trying out. One of them directly official lane from Dyrachyo. Celery trying to hit on the ancient himself. 20 seconds. There's just a fortification. LGD doing their best, holding out for a Shiro here. But he may not respawn, do they? And holding it for 15 more seconds.
Dyrachyo's focusing in.
Onto the ancient. 10 seconds until the room is up. Nothing to say. Trying to be stopped or not. Get the day.
But they got it. I want a team fight up top. Beautiful stuff from Gaimin Gladiators, just having the confidence to just walk in there and take out nothing to say. I mean, throwing everything onto him. He feels so tanky. He's got bulldoze, he's got all this capabilities to try to protect himself, but they still burst him through it, and somehow Dyrachyo solo kills the egg when it means everything. Wow.
I mean, an insane final push and a close push as well. You know, if there was sort of anything like a 10-second less on that cooldown of the buyback of Shiro, if he was able to turn up for that defense,